Good afternoon, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And that's all I had to say. Good night. Have a nice night. I guess St. Patrick's Day is actually over for a lot of people, but for me, it's not for a little while yet. So, yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't really have a theme related to St. Patrick's Day for the stream, but I figured it was important to mention. I feel like I really haven't heard that much about St. Patrick's Day this year as compared to previous years. And I'm just making sure everything's all set up correctly. Yeah, okay, we are all good to go, I think. Yeah, I feel like, what I was saying, I feel like I haven't really seen that much about St. Patrick's Day this year. I don't really know why. Like, I feel like I saw people out and about wearing green today, and there were some people that were into it. But yeah, not very much hearing about it today. Anyway, the main goal of the stream for today is pretty much to be an excuse for me to talk about arcades, because I don't know why, I was just thinking about arcades a lot today. I think the last stream I did, I talked a little bit about going to an arcade and playing the Injustice arcade game and really enjoying it. I decided to get Minecraft Dungeons on PS4 because I also played the arcade version of Minecraft Dungeons and enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'm going to talk a little bit about arcades, well actually quite a bit about arcades throughout the stream today, but I'm actually going to put the banner up because I haven't started this game before. So I want to make sure I don't have to like make an account or anything. I can't imagine that I will need to though. But you know, I kind of forgot that Minecraft had other stuff now in the franchise. Just because like I feel like I kind of grew up with like Minecraft being just Minecraft. And I mean, I really never played Minecraft all that much when I was younger, but you know, I played a little bit. Like when it came out on Xbox 360 was the first time I got it, and I played it a bit on there, and then when it finally came out on like PlayStation, played it a bit more on there. I've really never spent that much time playing Minecraft though. But yeah, I've always kind of forgotten that there are various versions of it now. Because there's Minecraft Story Mode, which is
current profile will
no, I don't want screen narration.
Accessibility menu open. There are more accessibility.
I understand why they start with like screen narration, but hang on, I'm setting up the screen right now. Sign in for cross-platform play. I'm gonna skip because I'm not gonna play online anyway. Okay, I think
it was a time of great
put
adventure.
this back on the screen. I don't know if this game has a story or not. The arcade version didn't really seem to have much of one, so that's why I'm just kind of playing.
An illager wanders the land, seeking a new home. But all he found was hatred. Driven by rage against those who wronged him, he wandered blind to whatever end.
So we've got a sad guy.
At long last, the illager found something.
Ooh, I'm playing this on PS4 Pro, by the way. Just as a heads up.
The orb of dominance.
The fans are kind of kicking up on it. That's why I wanted to mention that.
Corrupted by evil, driven by vengeance, the Arch-Illager made all bow before him.
Okay, so we
And
got
if they did not bow,
angry guy.
they would fall. The Illagers raided the land. Who would have the valor, the purity of heart, to stand against the Arch-Illager's reign of terror? Well, not that one. But maybe you.
Ah, look at it. There's the title. Ah, there it is. cloud saving. Okay. Let's choose a character. Probably just, there's a good chance I'm just gonna play as Steve, but we'll see. This is like the Ultimate Edition, I guess, but I don't know if it actually is because I bought it used and there wasn't a download code, so I don't know if everything is on the disc or not. Yeah, I'm feeling just General Steve for this one. Okay. Yeah, okay. That is, that all looks set up. What I was saying though, I always forget that Minecraft has like more than one game now, because I remember Minecraft Story Mode coming out with Telltale, because like Telltale had that kind of weird run where they were like really popular for a while and then just totally fell off. And I never have played that either, and now I'm kind of curious. But anyway, there was that, there's this, and then there's also Minecraft Legends, which I've looked up gameplay of Minecraft Legends, and I don't really understand what exactly it is. But this one, like I said, I played this at an arcade recently, so I kind of understand the gameplay, although I don't really understand the story. But speaking of that, now is a good excuse before I actually start playing to tell you guys, well, I can't really show you guys this because I don't have a camera, but, to tell you guys about my ever-expanding collection of cards from the arcade. So, the stream that I did a couple weeks ago, I'd only gotten some out of the Injustice game, because that was the only one that spat out cards at that arcade. But now I've since been to a different arcade that, I think I tweeted about this. The Injustice game there wasn't working, but the other games were working, so I got some cards for different stuff. So I'm going to tell you guys about all of them, including the Minecraft ones. And I'm going to re-talk about the Injustice ones too, just in case anybody missed it before. So I know this is kind of boring because you can't actually see it, but yeah, I'm going to try to go kind of fast so that way I'm not just talking in front of Steve in front of a fire the entire time. So anyway, these are probably going to be a little bit jumbled up, but we've got, or no, these might be in order. So I got Ares, Superman, Lex Luthor, Green Lantern, Solomon Grundy, like a hollow Solomon Grundy, and then a normal Solomon Grundy, Catwoman, and Black Adam from the Injustice game. And the Ares one that I got is actually really good and apparently worth a little bit of money on eBay, which is really cool. But unfortunately, I haven't actually been able to play it again because the other arcade that I went to that had this is broken that day. I've even bought little like cases for all these cards because, and I bought a box to put them in to keep them out of light because they rely on barcodes. And then there was also Marvel Contest of Champions. So the second arcade that I went to recently that had Injustice but it wasn't working, they had Contest of Champions and it was working, but it was kind of weird because like one of the sides of the machine was broken and then the other side said that it was low on cards, but I still got a card every time, so it must not have been that low. But anyway, I got Massacre, Invisible Woman, Phoenix, Darkhawk, Storm, Civil War, Black Panther, Wolverine, and Cull Obsidian. Of all the characters that I got from that one, I think that Massacre, if I'm pronouncing that right, is actually kind of the most interesting, because the card came out and I was like, why does he look like Deadpool? Is this like an alternate reality Deadpool? And no, not exactly. He's like a follower of Deadpool. So that's kind of interesting, that card. I didn't really get any like hollows or anything like that. I guess I got some hollows. I got some cool characters here, like Black Panther and Wolverine and stuff, but I didn't seem to get any like exceptionally good cards like I did when I had played Injustice. And Minecraft Dungeons, I thought I played it more than twice in the arcade, but apparently I only played it twice. Minecraft Dungeons is a little different compared to the fighting games because you're not collecting like characters, but you're collecting like items for your class. So I got the Panda Pets and the Auto Crossbow for Minecraft Dungeons in the arcade. So yeah, I'm gonna go put these away. Give me 1 second. But I ended up deciding to buy Dungeons, like the console version of it, just because I actually did really enjoy playing it. And I also did buy Injustice on PS3 and PS4. I haven't really played it that much. I'm not very good at fighting games though. I'm better at them in the arcade, or at least I'm okay at Injustice in the arcade because there's only like 4 buttons. But yeah.
No doubt this is the work of the evil Arch Illager and his minions. They sweep across the land like a ravenous scourge, subjugating or destroying all in their path. This is a time for heroes like yourself. Make haste. The villagers have need of you.
Another game that I've been playing lately that I've been enjoying quite a bit is, and this might be kind of surprising, but, Test Drive Solar Crown. I bought that a couple days ago. I actually had to order it online because, uh-oh, how do I fight? Nice, okay. I know the arcade controls, but not the console controls. I had to order it online because I couldn't find it anywhere. I actually did find it in a GameStop the other day, but the GameStop, dude, that was probably the worst GameStop I've ever been into. I feel like I've said some of this stuff before, but I don't think I've streamed since I actually did this. But anyway, I think I might have tweeted about it. I don't know. Speaking of Twitter, I remind me to come back to that. Yeah, I went to GameStop. And it was one that was kind of far away, but I had seen that, I had seen that they had Test Drive Solar Crown, and despite all the negative reviews and stuff, I was interested in playing it. So I decided to go and check out, you know, if they actually, like, had it, and they did. But it was one of those situations where, like, whenever there's only one copy of a game at a GameStop, that's going to be their display copy. So even though the disc has not been used, the case is the one that everybody's going to be touching up on out on the sales floor. Which, like, I get it, I guess. You know, you don't want to leave the game in the case out on the sales floor and stuff. But it's also kind of annoying because it's, like, part of the reason to buy a new video game is to open it. And so whenever they have that like that, that's annoying, especially because at least the GameStops in my area have, like, seemingly no inventory. I swear to God, I don't understand how some of these stores stay open because they literally just never have, like, anything in stock. So anyway, long story short, I was a little bit annoyed just because, like, for one, there was a ton of kids, like, running rampant in that GameStop, and it seemed like kind of a common thing, because, like, the cashier seemed to, like, know the people who were in there, so I was not a fan of, like, I literally got sneezed on by a child. I don't hate children or anything, but, you know, I don't have kids myself. I'm not gonna have kids. I've already taken some precautions about that. Just realizing how far away the microphone is from me. Hang on. So yeah, hang on, I really need to hang on, this microphone is not in a good spot. Sorry if y'all couldn't hear me that well. What was I going on about? Yeah, so that GameStop was, like, kind of just not in great condition. And the other thing too was alongside their copy of Test Drive being the display copy, I noticed that they had some games for sale that they had in their new section that were priced as new. Oh, hello, someone. Sorry if I didn't see your message. Sometimes I forget to check chat because I don't usually have that many people watching. Oh, I can enchant things. That's an item of your gear that you want to enchant. Okay. So anyway, that whole thing just really, like, made me not want to buy anything from there, between the children causing chaos and the fact that they had games that didn't have the cover art. being sold as new. So I decided to go ahead and open an inventory artifact. Okay. So I decided to not buy it from there, and it was cheaper online anyway, so I just went ahead and ordered from class multiple enemies with... Oh, I get it. Someone, are you new to this game? Kind of. I was mentioning earlier in the stream that I actually played the arcade version of this and really enjoyed it, so decided to get the console version of it. So yeah, it was cheaper online to get Solar Crown, and so I just ordered it online, and it actually showed up really fast. And this is not like an advertisement for Walmart, but seriously, I have found, in general, when buying things online, Walmart, kind of surprisingly, is a really good place to shop for that type of stuff, for a lot of different types of stuff. Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised with the quality of Walmart's online shopping compared to like Amazon and stuff. eBay's pretty good too, but eBay, it depends a lot on the seller because like you're buying from pretty much another individual. So there's that to consider as well. But speaking of, I was mentioning Twitter earlier. I've been heavily considering I've been heavily considering moving to Blue Sky instead of Twitter, just because I feel like, really, it took me a while to notice, but a lot of people have moved off of Twitter. Like, I realized that I felt like I wasn't seeing as much on Twitter anymore, and I was like, why am I not seeing anything? And then it hit me that a lot of people have moved to Blue Sky or just moved off of Twitter. And to be honest, I'm also a little bit sick of Twitter. Yeah, I feel like there's... The problem with Blue Sky, though, is like both of them feel kind of too political for me. Like, I just want to tweet about video games and stuff. Raid captains. Be careful, hero. Raid captains have been spotted in the area and could show up in any mission you have already completed. The raid captains have a bounty on their heads. Take them out to receive additional rewards. Ah, I have a hub world now. So you are. I have 1,000 hours in this game. That explains why you would be watching a stream of it. Yeah, I played the arcade version of this game like a couple weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it because of like it had. I really like the games that you can get something from. Open the map to select your next mission. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I really enjoy the games where you can get something like instantly as like a prize. So I originally played, I was just explaining it a minute ago, I think before you joined. I originally played some of the Injustice arcade game because it gives cards. And then I also played some Marvel Contest of Champions and this because they all give cards. And I'm not that good at fighting games, so even though I kind of...
All free folk are now enemies of the Illager
Even though I
Empire.
kind of like...
Somewhere in these woods, a caravan
Hang on, I'm trying to
is
listen to this.
transporting villager prisoners to labor in far-off lands. Find the caravan.
Oh,
and
labor,
stop
like
the
British.
Illagers, or there's no telling what dreadful
Like British
doom
spelling.
will befall our villager friends.
So I'm not that good at fighting games, and even though I kind of liked the cards, well, I'm okay at Injustice, the arcade game, but I'm not really good at fighting games in general. And even though I kind of liked the cards that the fighting games gave better, I was doing significantly better at Minecraft Dungeons in the arcade. I was actually able to get quite far on just one game swipe. You need strategy in this game. That was something I noticed in the arcade version. Because the arcade version, of course, is kind of built to like get you to play more, so you swipe more, so the difficulty can kind of ramp up. But even playing solo, I was doing quite well. Once I figured out like the controls and what weapons worked against which enemies and stuff. Yeah. And then also just to kind of finish up what I was like the thing that I was saying about Blue Sky. The only thing that's kind of keeping me on Twitter, well, for one, I think you can migrate your tweets to Blue Sky somehow, but I'm not entirely sure how. One of the things that's kind of keeping me on Twitter, though, rather than moving to a different platform, is that some of my, like, mutuals that I actually interact with, like, people that you guys might even be familiar with, because, like, they've been related to the channel a little bit, like Amelia Blue, who's also a YouTuber, and, oh, why is my health so low? And Charlotte, who created CPSC. Both of them are seemingly mostly on Twitter, and, like, I actually interact with them sometimes. So, yeah, it's like I want to stay where, you know, I'm going to have actual interactions with people who are kind of my friends. I mean, I've never met either of them in real life, but, you know, through YouTube and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, though, I see that there are more chat messages. The Obsidian Monstrosity boss is only in the arcade version. That's interesting. I do mean to talk about arcade stuff in this stream. I keep getting distracted by other things, though, because I know my streams kind of are a little bit of a dumping ground for just my random thoughts. So one other last thing that I wanted to update on in this stream was I wanted to mention the whole doxing situation a little bit again. I've mentioned that on streams a bit and on Twitter a bit. I still can't go into much detail because, like, it's still an ongoing thing that I'm, like, still working on solving. But that being said, I think stuff is hopefully progressing, but, you know, I was talking with my girlfriend about it a little bit the other day and kind of realizing just how upsetting of a whole situation this has been. And again, I can't really go into that many details because that would kind of defeat the purpose of, like, privacy stuff. But, I actually, like I've mentioned before, it has to do with, like, a company's negligence, and for a while I was just trying to wait it out, but I have actually started, like, calling up some lawyers and stuff to see if I can get, like, some better advice on this whole thing. So hopefully, I'm very much hoping the whole thing will be solved within, like, soon, but I still don't really know how long it will take. Yeah, so speaking of that, though, I wanted to kind of reintroduce something on stream here today, because something that I've been, like, not really mentioning is I've been a little bit, like, weird about privacy stuff. And I was thinking about it, and I really don't like not having my viewers know my first name. I feel like it's kind of a strange thing, like, that always gives the vibe when somebody's, like, super anonymous online that they, like, have something to hide, which I don't. So I wanted to kind of reintroduce my first name, which sounds maybe a little bit strange and is not really going to be news to a lot of you guys probably. But yeah, so my name is Quentin, by the way. And I'm probably going to re-add it back to Twitter and stuff soon too. I have no idea where I am. Huh. Anyway, I should focus on the actual mission at hand, though. Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and add that back to, like, my Twitter bio and stuff at some point soon, because I don't like people to not know that. I feel like it's weird to not have, like, some part of my actual identity on the channel. I'm not going to ever, I think, be using my last name on any of my social media stuff again. And I'm still hesitant on, like, posting pictures of myself again, which kind of sucks because I'm very handsome. And also, like, I just have a bunch of cool pictures of stuff I've done in real life, and, like, also pictures of me and my girlfriend that are really cute that I'd like to share. But, yeah, I just don't want to, like, do that yet because I'm still dealing with that. But, again, hopefully all of that stuff will be able to be solved, and, then, like, I can kind of move forward with, like doing stuff on social media more, I guess, again, and ooh, a creeper. So that's just the situation that I find myself in. If you were wondering on any updates on that, I know that the streams don't always get a lot of people watching like live, but I know that like there does seem to be a lot of people who've been watching the archived versions, so I figured go ahead and give little bitsy update on that. Yeah, I still do prefer though in terms of like games and everything, and like if you're gonna like leave a comment or whatever to call me Wolf. I've always found it a little weird to use like somebody's real first name for stuff like that. I always think it's kind of strange when somebody like uses the first name of a YouTuber instead of their username. But yeah, it's Quentin is the actual name. Wolf still for most things. But yeah, because I always had my first name. Well, not always, but I had my first name on a lot of social media stuff, and I just didn't really like. I felt like for safety reasons I wanted to remove it for a while, but you know, Quentin is really not that uncommon of a name. There's a lot of Quentins out there, so I don't feel so weird about having that info out there again. But yeah, I'm still working on that doxing thing. I feel like I had more to say about that than I actually did, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Working on it. Have been talking, well, not really talking, but calling some lawyers about it. And otherwise, reintroduction of my real first name. But yeah, I wanted to talk about arcades tonight. So, something I've been thinking about in regards to arcades is just how interesting the setup of arcades is compared to like normal video games. Like, it's so interesting to consider that they're sort of the same art form, right? But that they serve kind of entirely different purposes. When you're designing like a video game that's going to be a console game and PC game and stuff, just a normal non-arcade game, like I feel like developers have some goals and like certain goals in mind. With like, you want to have a game that's going to sell, you want to have a game nowadays that people are going to want to buy the DLC for, you want to have a game that can sell better than other games, you know, just various stuff like that. Whereas I feel like in an arcade, the goals are different enough where like you still want to sell your game, but you're selling your game in a different way because you're selling it in like bursts. So like it's like with a lot of arcade racing games, right? Arcade racing games are not necessarily focused on like simulation racing or like lengthy races or anything like that, but rather simulation games are focused instead, or not simulation games, arcade games or racing games are often more focused instead on oh sheep. I had it's kind of weird to see the Minecraft characters have ragdoll physics now that I think about it. But yeah, arcade racing games are focused more on like, what is the most stuff that I can show this player over the span of maybe 2 to 5 minutes that will make them want to play again. Like I played, there's a Fast and Furious arcade game, and hang on, I'm trying to remember what was the button. 'Cause I just got some armor. Oh, I got capes. What's like, you know, when you're playing an arcade, like when you're designing an arcade game or whatever, it's like, what's the like most amount of stuff that I can show somebody? And so anyway, I played their Fast and Furious game, like a newer Fast and Furious arcade game. Dude, it's insane. There are so many things happening on screen at once. The mission that I played was I think it was either the one that takes place in the UK or the one that takes, if there is one that takes place in the UK, or one that took place in like Dubai or something like that. I think it was the UK though, just because like I have connections to the UK and everything. But yeah, so many things. Search up Minecraft Spicewood BRB. I've not heard of that before. So what was I? Oh yeah. So like the mission was like, they've got a nuke. You've got to win the race to deactivate the nuke, and it's like, bro, what? What does that even mean? Like that's so like it fits for Fast and Furious, but it was insane. Like the race just there were so many things going on. It was made by Raw Thrills, I believe, who also made Cruise and Blast. And yeah, so that probably explains it a little bit. I had so much fun playing it though. Like, you know, it was well worth the money. Also, I'm going to look up the thing you just told me to look up because I have never heard of it before. Hang on, I'm looking it up on the phone. Ooh, I see. It is possibly a sequel to this game. That would be cool. I've spent maybe half an hour total. Well, no, I've been playing this for about half an hour. So maybe like 45 minutes total playing Minecraft Dungeons, but I do enjoy it, and it would be cool if it got a sequel. I feel like the Minecraft IP is in a little bit of an awkward spot at times because like there's so much fan content for Minecraft, and sometimes some would be questionable, but Minecraft itself really is like a fun game, and I'm enjoying the spin-off, and I feel like I would enjoy the other Minecraft spin-offs as well. Yeah. What else was I saying about arcade games? But so yeah, like if you consider like this version of Minecraft Dungeons against like the arcade version of Minecraft Dungeons, even there you've got kind of a significantly different setup that's gonna make people want to come back to play more. With like not only the fact that the game's a little bit more difficult, but also, well, there's like the whole co-op thing, like how you can play co-op with another person right there, and I think you can do that on this version too. But it's cool, like, you know, if you're a parent or like if you have friends or whatever, you could bring them to the arcade. You can all play together, right there. And then the card system is an interesting idea too, because it's like it lets you build up a deck. I really like the card idea, like within an arcade game, because it gives you something to collect and gives you something to do outside of the game. And gives you like a reason to come back too, because like you'll earn more cards to, you know, get more like better. Yeah, speaking of that, I'm something I've mentioned a couple times throughout like just my social media presence the past couple years is I've been looking really hard to try to find Wangan Midnight Maximum Tune and Initial D arcade games, and I found out recently of an arcade that actually does seem to have both. It's so Round One in the US seems to be the only like arcade chain that consistently has Initial D and WMMT. I played Initial D when I was a kid at this small arcade near my dad's house, and like absolutely adored it. And it was so strange because it was like out in the middle of nowhere. This random arcade had a full Initial D setup with the cards and everything, and so like I've been looking to play that. And then I remember there was another instance where I played at an arcade, and I played Wangan Midnight, and I really enjoyed that as well, because even though they're kind of like, they're similar in that they're like Japanese racing games, but they're different in that like Initial D focuses more on drifting, and Wangan Midnight focuses more on speed. But
all thanks to you.
yeah, I enjoy both of them a lot, and so I was trying to find Round Ones, and well, there's not any Round Ones near me. Like, it's one of those things where like the nearest Round One is close enough that like I could get to it, but it's also not close enough that you could make like a short trip out of it, you know, which kind of sucks. But yeah, storage chest. I should actually mess with my inventory here quick. So I've got some new stuff. What does the fishing rod do? I'm not really paying that much attention. Pulls I think I'm about as equipped as I'd like to be. Oh, there's a lot of missions here. See you next. Am I getting a text? No, I'm not. Let's do this one. But the other cool thing with like Wang and Midnight and also Initial D and also like a lot of rhythm games and like Dance Dance Revolution and stuff, they too have cards. They have like different forms of cards. It's one of those things that I think is bigger in Japan, but there's like Bana Pass and AIM and some other ones because like different what is about the Ender shards? No, I think I'm not paying that much attention, to be honest.
The source of corruption must be destroyed to free this land from the orb's dark manipulations.
But yeah, so like I've heard that apparently like some of that stuff is only available in the US aside from like hacked versions of the games and stuff, or like modded versions at round 1. And so I'm really looking forward to taking a trip out there at some point soon to try to go through a round 1. Yeah, that'll be really cool to play that again and to get like the cards and everything for it. And you know, I wasn't really super into like rhythm games for most of my like life up until like now, but honestly, like looking at some of the rhythm games online and stuff, and the whole thing with like if you're gonna have the card to save your progress anyway, like why not? Wow, I am really low on health. Ah. You know, it's like, might as well try out the rhythm games then when I get the chance. So, I think that'd be fun. And I believe some of the rhythm games also, alongside like your like arcade pass thing, will print out codes. Like you'll get cards for like specific songs and stuff, which seems kind of fun. It's like Poison Village is frustrating. What else did I want to talk about? There was something else related to this that I wanted to mention. Oh, you know, so the first time that I ever played Minecraft, would y'all like to hear that story? Yes? Okay. You know, the first time I ever played Minecraft was actually the mobile version of Minecraft. Like, right when it came out, all the way back in the, like, I don't even remember what year it was. It might even been before 2010. I remembered hearing that it came out, and it was, like, $5 on the iOS store or whatever, and I had my iPod Touch. And I bought it, and I played a ton of that, actually, the mobile version of Minecraft. Like the early mobile version of Minecraft. I remember building like a lot of really cool, like complicated stuff. I remember there was this one build that I did that was like super complex. I had this whole like world built up, and I built like this really, really tall building. I built like a Santa factory because it was like around Christmas at one point when I was playing it. And I remember, what else did I build? Oh, the main thing that I built was, so I built this like shack, and then I dug all the way down to the bedrock, I think, and then I built this giant like mansion castle underground, and it took forever because I had to like clear out all the stuff, and it was in creative mode, so like it didn't take as long as it could have, but I just remember like spending like a week playing it and just like just spending time mostly just clearing out dirt underneath the shack all the way down in bedrock to make room for this castle. And part of why I ended up playing Minecraft so much at that time was because like there was a while, and I think I've talked about it before, but there was a while where like I didn't really have consistent internet, And so like I had downloaded that, and then like I couldn't really download anything else. So that was just what I spent a ton of time playing. Uh-oh, I'm all out of arrows. So, what else? Oh, arcades. Yes, I have that literally in the title of this video, of this stream. I really need to talk more about arcades. Ah, you can use R1 to roll also, okay. I see what somebody, which I believe is your literal username, someone in chat, was saying about strategy. Yeah, the game definitely gets a little complex. What was I talking about with arcade? I keep losing my it's so hard to focus on so many things. This is why I stream Call of Duty Zombies so often, because I am so used to streaming zombies that it's pretty easy for me to play Call of Duty Zombies and also like talk, whereas whenever I try to play like other games, it's so hard for me to focus on multiple things. Yeah. This is quite a large hub world. Okay. Adventure Hub. Oh, is this like... It's a battle pass? Anyway. I should do... I guess I should do something else. Oh, wow. Oh my god. There's a lot going on here. Whoa, holy crap. Okay. Go to Cacti Canyon. Well, no, okay, recommended power. Need to level up a little bit. Although I'm also probably not going to play this for super long. I just kind of want to do a short stream. And I really want to play some more Test Drive Solar Crown, actually, because I bought it and I haven't really played it that much. It got delivered and then, like, work and stuff and, you know, like, life. And I just didn't really get to play it that much. Yeah, another interesting arcade game that I have recently like wandered across was Tomb Raider, the arcade game. In Tomb Raider, if you guys have watched my videos a good bit before, I've used Tomb Raider on some of my like gaming on Mac computer videos because it's one of like, for some reason the 2013 Tomb Raider, well, for one, I got it for like free at one point from some promotion, but also the 2013 Tomb Raider for some reason is one of those games that seems to just like work on most iterations of Macs, and so I ended up using that to like test it a lot. And then also that Tomb Raider game, it has like a benchmark thing that I remember like there was a lot of YouTubers used for their benchmarking stuff in YouTube videos, and they're testing computers and stuff. I've never even played through the full game. I barely even played it, but since it's shown up in my videos so much, it was really interesting to see the arcade version of it, because the arcade version of it is actually it's a like rail shooter. So it's, you know, you have like the gun controller and stuff, and you you shoot at the screen, and you don't play as Lara Croft. At least you don't seem to after the first chapter. You might be playing as her in the first chapter, but it's really interesting because it kind of retells the story of that Tomb Raider game, but in like an entirely different light. And I'm surprised because I've not really heard that much about it. And it reminds me a lot of another game that was kind of, because it was strange to see, to be honest with you. Like, of all the games to find in an arcade, I was not expecting to find Tomb Raider 2013 transformed into a rail shooter. But it reminds me of another game that had something similar happen with it, which is the original Far Cry. The original Far Cry actually has an arcade port. It's called Paradise Lost, and I've played it before. And it's kind of a funny port because it's actually really easy. You know, compared to a lot of other like arcade games, yeah, it is. Whoa. Compared to a lot of other arcade games, the Paradise Lost Far Cry version is actually pretty easy. Like, you can get really far on one credit, and even if you look up like YouTube videos of it and stuff, you'll see that too. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that because it was like a game that, like, you know, with Far Cry it almost even makes more sense because that Far Cry game is already a first-person shooter. But Tomb Raider is a third-person action-adventure game. I mean, it's kind of a shooter, but not focused on it, I guess, and it's definitely not a first-person shooter. It just caught me so off guard. I took a picture of it. I've heard it's not that long, so it's something that I'm a little bit tempted someday, like maybe to return to that arcade and try to play through the whole thing, but only after I've played through the console version of Tomb Raider 2013, or the Mac version, whatever. It runs pretty well on Mac, as I've demonstrated. But yeah, we'll see. I really should set aside some time to play through that. I think I have it on PS4 Pro, and I might also have it on PS3. I probably do have it on both. Actually, I have it on PS4. Okay, that answers that. Sorry. Although, give me 1 second. I can check my like inventory list here and see if I have this on PS3 also. And PS3 tab. Yeah, I've got a giant list of all my games. Actually, 2 giant lists of all my games. I have a physical version of it and a version of it online. Ah. Apparently, I do not have the PS3 version of that. I should get that. I know it can be kind of silly sometimes to buy more than one version of the same game, especially like a worse version of it. But I mean, I'm a collector, and PS3 is my favorite console and the console that I still probably play the most to this day. So like, why not? Although if I were to play through it, I suppose it would make more sense to play through it on PS4 because pretty sure it runs at 60 FPS on PS4 and just looks better on PS4. Probably has 4K support on PS4 Pro. I guess that being said, I could just play it on computer, given that I've used it to test out computers and stuff. You know, I just heard a howl, and I can't tell, like, I don't usually use headphones when I stream, so I just turn down the TV volume real low. And so I can't tell if that howl was real life or if that was the game, because, like, I live rurally enough that it could have been a real life howl. Kind of forgot how long this mission was the first time. I think after I finish this mission, or if I fail this mission, whichever one, probably gonna go ahead and end the stream. Not a particularly long stream, but I also don't usually tend to stream for particularly long. So, also... that one, put that there. I don't know, don't really know what I'm doing here, but alright, let's try these. Oh, okay, we're almost already done with this mission. That's cool, so it does shoot off 2 arrows. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, even though I'm not really, like, super into Minecraft, really, I feel like I could have a lot of fun with this. I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I've been enjoying it, because normally I am not really a big fan of, like, the isometric, like, top-down video games and stuff. But... you know, I played this at the arcade and really enjoyed it. Now I'm playing, you know, the home console version of it, and I'm really enjoying it, so... This game also came out, both more recently and also longer ago than I thought. I was surprised to see, like, when I saw when this released, I was surprised to see that it released in 2020, but then also... surprised to see that it released in 2020. Like, I thought that this was more recent than that, and yet I also somehow at the same point thought that it was older than that. But I think to some extent, because I haven't really paid a lot of attention to like the Minecraft scene, that I got my various Minecraft spin-offs jumbled up, because like Minecraft Story Mode came out a pretty good while ago. Did that come out on PS3? I want to say that that might have come out on PS3. And then also, like I mentioned, there's also Minecraft Legends. So there's multiple Minecrafts nowadays. Earlier today, I was actually listening to NPR. I listen to NPR quite a bit. And they had an episode, I think it was Fresh Air, where they were talking about video games today. It was really interesting to listen to. The main chunk of the episode was they were interviewing, I think he was a comedian. I don't remember what his name was though, but he wrote a memoir recently about like video games and how they've affected his life and stuff. And like, I'm glad that that got made, because it was like, I felt like everybody on the show, especially the host, was actually like taking it really seriously, and it kind of sucks that like video games are not often taken as seriously as they maybe could or should be, as like an art form. But yeah, I really enjoyed listening to it. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but it was really nice to listen to and to hear like video games in kind of a personal light. I feel like sometimes like a lot of video game news is so industry related, and like there's so much stuff in the video game industry that sometimes you forget that they are literally games. But yeah, I really enjoyed listening to that. And it reminded me too though, the guy that they interviewed had worked a little bit in video games before. And it really had me thinking, because they were talking about the layoffs and stuff that have been hitting the video game industry. And it had me thinking about, like, just that, when I was younger, I wanted to work with video games a lot. I wanted to, like, write the stories for video games. That's part of why I went to college for writing and everything. And it kind of sucks, because I feel like it's an industry that is is kind of been dying out a little bit. Like there's a lot of firings and stuff going on, and I just feel like when I was younger there were a lot more jobs for just video game stuff than there is now, which kind of sucks. But you know, I guess it's just the way it goes sometimes with different things, like different industries gaining or losing people. So anyway, though, that is going to be the end of the stream today. So thank you guys for watching. I know that this is kind of a little bit out of left field. Like I've not really streamed Minecraft before, and then just randomly Minecraft Dungeons. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in other stuff in the future. More videos on the way eventually. I've just honestly, like, the doxing situation has had me like down a little bit, so I haven't done a lot. But I am working on some stuff, and I like ideation is always going on with me. So yeah,